Okay, good morning everybody. I know some of you got going on things already, but I wanted to help you out a little bit by reading the letter for the day and walking you through this quiz. So let me open up week 5. Here's Monday, October 5th, 2020. And here's the letter I composed. Just a reminder that you can get to Flocabulary.com. We have a subscription through the school. I do want you to bookmark that site. It just makes it a little bit easier on you and on me. Username is Mashila3001, all one word lowercase, and our password is Bells3001. Today you're going to rewatch, re-listen to, and rethink about note-taking. A couple questions to have in mind as you work your way through this day. Why do we as learners take notes to learn? What does this do for us? I know Mr. Osceola has had some discussions, as have I with you. What are the various ways to take notes and the different kinds of note-taking? Flocabulary helps us with a few big ones. I included the lyrics from Flocab, which I'll show you. Read them, watch the video again, read the lyrics while you listen to the song, use the lyrics, your notes, and your brain to complete the quiz. It's 10 points, but quiz points are worth a little bit more. Any quiz or test in language arts are 99% of the time open notes, which means you have everything you need to ace this. And that also shows the importance of notes. Also, I started a discussion about your independent reading. You should be reading at least 20 minutes a day. I know we haven't talked much about the Just Right book, the JRB, that orange paper you have in your folder, which we will, I promise. But I think you have an idea that you are in charge of your reading. And if it's something that you want to be reading, if it's a Just Right book, 20 minutes should be nothing. You should probably be going over that. I started a discussion with the book, which I'll show you right here. I'm reading a book. Sorry about this picture. You can add one of yourself if you want. Called Look Both Ways by Jason Reynolds. I'm loving it. I really love Jason Reynolds. Mrs. Leach and I got to meet him and hang out with him a couple years ago at a conference. This was his newer one, and it won a lot of awards at the end of the school year last year. So I'm probably about a quarter of the way through it. So this is going to be the book that I'm reading while I'm here at school taking breaks. And I want you to kind of follow the questions that I asked you. Is it a novel or chapter book, newspaper or magazine? Are you reading in bed, on your porch swing? To your siblings? How did you get the book? How do you feel about it so far? And that's going to be worth 5 points. Okay? So, I also included the video again, okay, on Flocab, which you should be able to do that on your own, okay? And then I also, Flocab allows us teachers to pull up the lyrics of the song, which you can highlight. I put it on Cami on purpose if you want to highlight some of the big ideas. All of the answers to the quiz are right here, you guys. So this is also considered part of your notes. So go ahead and find the answers, okay? And then the quiz, which I am going to read aloud to you, okay? Looks like some people are submitting the quiz, which is great. So this is note-taking methods, multiple choice. Remember, we have some tricks that we can use to help us with multiple choice. Sometimes there's usually like one kind of dumb answer that if you really think about it, you know that's not right. One, if you go back to the reading or whatever it is you're being assessed on or tested on, you'll find out that really there's only 2 options out of the 4, which really gives you a 50-50 shot of guessing. Okay? So really take your time and think it through. All right, I'm going to read these through with you. Feel free to pause and replay this as you're taking the quiz yourself. Really want you to get some good scores here because note-taking is going to be a lot of your school life. All right, here we go. Number 1, which practice does not recommend? Which practice is not recommended for taking notes? Notice how not is in bold. Okay, it's really helping us out there to know that we're actually looking for what is not recommended. So kind of like the wrong answer is the right answer in this case. Number 1, A, use only full sentences. B, edit your notes later. C, add information from the textbook. Or D, start a new page for each class day. What is not recommended for taking notes? Okay. Number 2, mind mapping. We did that together one day and I called it webbing. It works really well for pre-writing too. So in mind mapping, what goes in the center of the circle? A, the name of the topic. B, the source of the notes. C, the most important details. Or D, the date the notes are taken. What goes in the center? Number 3, according to experts, people can hold approximately how many items in short-term memory for 20 or 30 seconds? So experts say that we as human beings can hold how many things, how many items in our short-term memory for 20 or 30 seconds? Is it A, 3, B, 7, C, 12, or D, 20? Number 4, in the Cornell note-taking method, the left side of the page includes all of the following except. There it is again. That's hinting to us that we are looking for the one that is not correct when it comes to the left side of the page for the Cornell note-taking method. Okay, so what does not go there? A, class notes. B, keywords. C, main topics. Or D, questions. Number 5, which method is best suited for taking notes for a research paper? And there's only 3 choices here. Out of the notes, the kinds of notes, the methods that FloCab gave us, what one is best suited for research papers? A, Cornell method. B, mind mapping. Or C, outline. Number 6, what is written at the bottom of the page of Cornell notes? The bottom of the page. A, a list of questions. B, source information. C, a summary. Or D, your name and the date. Number 7, the teacher includes the information below in her presentation. Choose the best way to make a note to remember it. Okay, so the teacher in her presentation says this: Hawaii is the most recent of the 50 states in the United States. It became a state in 1959. It is the only state that is made up entirely of islands. So what should you jot down in your notes to remember this? Should it be A, Hawaii is the most recent state to join the United States. It joined in 1959. It's the only state that is all islands. Or B, Hawaii joined in 1959. Or C, Hawaii, the most recent state, 1959, all islands. Or D, Hawaii, one of the 50 states, 1959. What one of those would be best for your notes? Number 8, how does the outlining method compare to mind mapping? A, outlining is more formal and structured. B, outlining allows more room for your thoughts and ideas. C, outlining focuses on questions and answers. Or D, outlining provides a clearer connection among ideas. Comparing outlining to mind mapping. Number 9, fill in the blank. When taking notes, abbreviations and symbols should be avoided, allow you to take notes faster. C, should only be used in technical subjects. Or D, are an essential part of mind mapping. Abbreviations and symbols. And finally, number 10. In a mind map, sometimes called webs, details are A, in the center, B, further from the center than subtopics. C, between the center and subtopics. Or D, not important. Here is your quiz on note-taking methods. Do your best, use your tools, and remember to triple check your work. Good luck, guys. Talk to you after.